Hello dear students, uh, today in thermal engineering class we will continue our last discussion on the radiation. So first I will like to tell you what is a perfectly black body. A perfectly black body is one which absorbs completely all the radiation falling on its surface, whatever be the wavelength. So, what is a black body? Which absorb complete radiation. Complete radiation. Not a single radiation will skip, transmit, or reflect from the black body. Complete radiation will absorb by the black body. So, for a black body monochromatic absorptive power is unit. So, we had studied in last class that what is the monochromatic absorptive power. That is a ratio of absorbed fall radiation to the absorbed radiation. So means it will be 1 for the black body radiation, absorptive power, monochromatic absorptive power. It will be 1, obviously 1 for the black body radiation, because black body completely absorb any radiation falling on it. So for any lambda, this is a symbol for all. So it will absorb complete radiation, perfectly black body. Now what is the Stefan-Boltzmann law? According to this law, the total radiation energy emitted per second per unit area of the surface of a black body is proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature of the body. Means the energy absorbed by the black body per second per unit area of the black body will be directly proportional to temperature, to the absolute temperature, means in Kelvin. Kelvin temperature, the fourth power of the Kelvin temperature. So if we remove this proportionality, then we introduce a constant sigma. It is called Stefan-Boltzmann. It is called Stephen's constant, and its unit will be watt per Kelvin to the power 4, watt per Kelvin per. So it is the its unit will be watt per meter square per Kelvin to the power 4, because I have left here meter square, because as we can see that the in black body the radiation absorbed is directly proportional to the the radiation energy emitted per second per inch surface area. So per second energy emitted or absorbed per second per inch surface area will be directly proportional to T to the power 4. So T to the power 4 will be joule watt per meter square Kelvin to the power 4. So you can add here meter square. Now we introduce one more term, Stefan-Boltzmann's law. It is the same as Stephen's law, but only after 5 years of Stephen's law, and another scientist, Boltzmann, proved that Stephen's law is applicable only for a perfectly black body. So that's why the same law named as afterward Stephen's-Boltzmann law. Now we can conclude some important conclusions from the Stefan-Boltzmann law. Suppose a black body at absolute temperature T is surrounded by another body in enclosure at temperature T0. It will emit heat per second sigma T to the power 4 watt per second and per meter square, and it will absorb heat sigma T0 to the power 4 watt per second per meter square. Now the net heat energy emitted per second per inch area of the surface of the black body will be this much the heat emitting from the black body, and this much the heat absorbing by the black body. So net heat emitted from the black body will be heat emitted minus heat absorbed. So sigma T to the power 4 minus T0 to the power 4. This is the important conclusion from this law. That is why I have make you clear it about it. Let us solve few problems on the basis of heat transfer. Problem number 1. A brass boiler has base area of 0.15 meters square and thickness 1 centimeter. Full stop. It boils water at a rate of 6 kg per minute when placed on a gas stove. Full stop. Estimate the temperature of the part of the flame in contact with boiler. Thermal conductivity of the brass is 109 joule per second meter degree Celsius, comma, heat of vaporization of the water is 2256 joule per kg. Now we have to understand that how to proceed this problem. Boiler is releasing how much kg of water per minute? 6 kg water. Means this much heat is transferring the boiler. It is the steady rate of heat transfer. It is different method that it is going to environment or elsewhere. But this much is the steady rate of the heat transfers. Equivalent to 6 kg of vaporization heat of 6 kg of water in 1 minute. So let us proceed that. First we note down the data. Base area of the boiler is 0.15 meters square and the base thickness of the boiler is 1 centimeter, that is 0.01 meter. Temperature of the boiling water is T2, that is 100 degrees Celsius. Let temperature of the part of the flame contact with boiler is equal to T1, that we have to find out. And thermal conductivity of brass is 109 joule per second meter degree Celsius. And heat of vaporization of water is given 2256 joule per gram. Now rate of water boiling is equal to 6 kg per minute. So this much data is available. So using this data we can find out the flame temperature. Let us see how to do. Heat escaping out from boiler, latent heat of vaporization. That much heat is escaping from boiler, it means it is the rate of heat transfer. And heat conduction through base. Heat escaping from boiler is equal to latent heat of evaporation of water, and that is equal to heat conduction through base, because throughout the heat transfer is steady. So the total latent of evaporation will be m into L per minute. 6 kg into this much joule per minute. This much joule per kg of the heat heat of evaporation of water, and this is 2256 into 10 to the power 3 joule per kg. It is the heat of evaporation of water, and we are having 6 kg of water, so multiply by 6. So this much heat per minute is releasing from the boiler, means 2250 into 10 to the power 2 joule per second. This much heat is releasing from the boiler per second. So this is the steady rate of heat transfer. So let the rate of flow of heat is steady. That we will have to assume. So the heat conduction through the brass base will be also same. So the heat conduction through base of plate will be equal to, as per formula, K A surface area, difference of temperature, flame temperature minus water temperature, T2, that is thickness of the base plate. Now we can write that 109 into 0.15, T1 minus 100 by 0.01. Say this is equation 3. Now at the steady rate, equation 2 and 3 will be same. Equation 2 is the rate of evaporation of water, that is 6 kg, and we have converted in equation 2 the total evaporation, heat vaporized per minute per second. So this two quantity will be same, equation 2 and equation 3. So when we equate equation 2 and equation 3, and by solving this we get that T1 is equal to 237.614 degrees Celsius. So in this way we can find out the temperature of the flame. Just we need to understand that what problem is saying. Exactly need to understand the problem in right way. Then we can solve the problem. Let us see another problem. Compute the temperature of steel copper junction in the steady state of the arrangement shown. The length of the steel and copper rods are 15 centimeter and 10 centimeter respectively, and area of cross section of steel rod is twice that of the copper rod. Full stop. The temperatures are shown in the figure, and given that heat conductivity of steel, thermal conductivity of steel is 50.2 joule per second meter degree Celsius, and thermal conductivity of copper is 385 joule per second meter degree Celsius. And it is figure is given that one side is 300 degrees Celsius, that is shown furnace, and other side is ice box at 0 degrees Celsius. So this is the steel bar, and that after that this is copper bar, and it is given that it is the area of steel bar is twice the area of copper bar. So and length is 15 centimeter, 0.15 meter, and here 0.1 meter, and H is equal to heat flow rate, that is constant. Say this is temperature T2 and this is T1. So T1 is 300 degrees Celsius, T2 is 0 degree Celsius. Let us see how to find out this junction temperature T. So we have given data, length of steel rod is L1 is equal to 15 centimeter, that is 0.15 meter. Length of copper rod is L2, that is 10 centimeter, 0.1 meter. The area of cross section of steel rod is, let's say, 2A1. The area of cross section of copper will be A1 because it is twice the copper area. So T1 is equal to 300 degrees Celsius, T2 is equal to 0 degrees Celsius. And thermal conductivity of steel, K steel, is equal to 50.2 joule per second meter degree Celsius. And thermal conductivity of copper is 385 joule per second meter degree Celsius. Let the temperature of junction be T, that we have to find out. Now, as the rate of flow of heat through steel rod is equal to the rate of flow of heat through here will be copper. So you correct this here will be copper, not steel. I will correct after the lecture. And rate of heat flow H is equal to K steel 2A1 area of cross section of steel 300 minus T divided by L1, and in copper rod K copper A1 T minus 0 degrees Celsius divided by L2. This both heat transfer through steel and heat transfer through copper will be same because there is steady flow of heat. So when we equate this by solving this equation, we get temperature of the junction is 44.31 degree Celsius. So easily we can find out if we are having good concept of the subject. So let us see one more problem that is belongs to radiation. Let us see next numerical on the radiation. At temperature 27 degrees Celsius, a black body is emitting heat at a rate of 3 into 10 to the power 5 joule per second meter square. At what temperature will it emit heat at a rate of 243 into 10 to the power 5 joule per second meter square? So, according to Stephen's law, the rate of energy emitting Q by black body per unit area of surface proportional to T to the power 4, as we had seen in the Stephen's law, that is Q directly proportional to sigma T to the power 4, that is heat per second per meter square will be direct equal to sigma T to the power 4. So Q1 will be equal to, let Q1 is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 5 joule per second meter square at T1 is equal to 300 K, and Q2 is equal to 243 into 10 to the power 5 joule per second meter square at T2. This temperature we don't know. Here it is written that at what temperature it will emit heat at a rate of this 243 into 10 to the power 5 joule per second meter square. So Q1 equal to this, Q1 is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 5 is equal to sigma into temperature to the power 4. using this formula. And Q2 is equal to 243 into 10 to the power 5 sigma Stephen Boltzmann constant and T2 unknown temperature. It is unknown temperature when emitting this much heat. So say this is equation 1, this is equation 2. When we divide equation 1 and 2, we get Q1 by Q2 is equal to 3 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 243 into 10 to the power 5 is equal to sigma 300 into power 4 sigma divided by sigma T to the power 4, and this sigma cancel, and the 10 to the power 5 10 to the power 5 cancel, and here 3 will be cut by this 243, it will come out 81, and by solving this we get T2 to the power 4 is equal to 300 to the power 5 and 4 into 81, and this 81 we can write 3 to the power 4 means 300 into 3 to the power 4. So when we remove the power on both sides, T2 is coming out 900 Kelvin, and 900 Kelvin means minus 273 will be subtracted from here to convert it in degree Celsius. So T2 will be equal to 627 degree Celsius. So in this way we can find out the temperature of the body. If at one temperature we knowing the heat emission rate, then at any other temperature we can find out the heat emission rate, or if heat emission rate is known, then we can find out the temperature of the body. So so this is our radiation, our heat transfer chapter is over here. So I will suggest you solve some more problem on this, and I would also try to take one more class based on the numericals on the heat transfer, that we will see in the next class. And now only our one chapter is left, that is the nozzle, condenser and the turbine, all these things, and that is mainly theoretical part is there. So I would like to send you notes on that, and you will have to give some time to me. So I will transfer you notes, and if there will be some part which I need to make you understand or explain, that I will do in next classes. So today we stop here. Our heat transfer is almost over. Possibly one class more I can take on basis of numericals. Thank you.